Hey, man, we appreciate y'all, man, for tapping into another episode of this Big Mouth TV / news radio podcast, all that in one. Y'all new to the channel, hit that like and that subscribe. We finna jump into it. Alright, man, we know we're a couple days behind, we're a little late on the story and everything, but we wanna hope everybody had a safe and happy Halloween out there. Unfortunately, for this young rapper from out of Atlanta, Georgia, goes by the name of Takeoff from the Amigos, man. Unfortunately, man, he lost his life for the Halloween holiday. However, they was at a get-together, a private party, Halloween private party in Houston, Texas. Some known guy by the name of Jay Prince, Prince family, threw a private event, where all these, big time street guys that got money, big rappers, just a bunch of big people with a lot of money, that was only invited. You had to be invited to even be there. So these was a bunch of big people. But unfortunately, this guy, Entourage, wasn't allowed to have any weapons there. Only the people who threw the event, Entourage, was allowed to have weapons. And during the event, they had a dice game. And during the dice game, an argument broke out. But it wasn't over the dice game. Takeoff got an uncle by the name of Quavo. They the Amigos. There's Quavo on the right side right there. Takeoff on the end to the left, and Offset in the middle right there. They go by the name of Amigos. But Quavo is the uncle of Takeoff. So, Quavo was there gambling, shooting dice, and he got into an altercation with a guy. A verbal altercation took place. They said Takeoff was there, but he, was always in his usual state where he's quiet and, just kicking back, doing what he normally do. Cool guy, quiet and stuff, man. R.P. to Takeoff, man. But Quavo got into an altercation. The altercation took place. Some words was exchanged. Then after the words was exchanged, a fight broke out. And when the fight broke out, that's when the shooting broke out. And when the shooting broke out, this young man, Takeoff, was unfortunately hit and struck in the torso and in the head, I believe. And allegedly, the shooter supposedly came from Jay Prince camp, because Quavo camp wasn't allowed to have weapons, there. Only the ones around Jay Prince was allowed to have weapons. So we believe the shooter came from Jay Prince camp, allegedly. But this man has lost his life. He's no longer with us. R.P. to Takeoff. Like I said, he's from the Amigo group. Y'all remember when they first broke out, they came out with Versace. That's what broke them out on YouTube, on the internet, and they blew up. And that's how they got their record deal. And like I said, they was uncles and nephews, and then Offset was the cousin or just best friend of theirs. But Offset was no longer with the Amigos. He had departed from them due to financial techno difficulties. I guess that's how you want to put it. He was having problems with the label QC, which is the record label these guys is under, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, it's sad, man. They got a lot of rappers is saying the rap game is over with. It's too many rappers is losing their lives, and me myself, you can't blame this on the rap game. This was just a senseless shooting, man, that took place, senseless, something that could have been easily avoided, uh, especially when you know the status of these guys, the Migos, they status in the rap game. These are big superstars, like celebrity like uh, rappers, man. But RP to Takeoff, man, and we hope his family get closure. We hope things get straight, man. But that goes to bring us into this next story right here. We're gonna jump into this second story, which ties into the first story. Like I said, they was down in Houston, Texas, down there, and celebrating this guy's right here. His name is Jay Prince. This is the dad. This is Jay Prince Sr. He's the dad of Jay Prince Jr. and Jazz Prince. Jay Prince Jr., Jazz Prince, and I believe it's another son too. These guys is real big down there in Texas. They dad is known for owning a record label called Rap-A-Lot Records. He put out some of the Ghetto Boys early music, Pimp C, Bun B, Paul Wall, and people like that down there in Texas, man. Jay Prince is like he's like a Russell Simmons in New York. Instead of he's like the Russell Simmons of the South, but he's real big. He own Rap-A-Lot Records. Got a bunch of other stuff going on. He's a real big mobile guy. Own a bunch of things. Got a lot of money. Got a lot of power down there in the South. Raised these kids, his boys, up under his wings. He's real connected down there as well, to the streets and everything. They said the FBI been on him for a long time, but things getting hectic down there in Houston for Jay Prince and the Prince family, man. I believe, the U.S. Marshal, they've been on him. They said the FBI been on him for a long time, and they just, just a matter of time when they just probably gonna put a RICO case on this man, or whatever. But hey, man, innocent to proven guilty, but shout out to Jay Prince and the Prince family. Like I said, he put out some of the early Ghetto Boys music. He's responsible for Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, Bushwick and them. He's the label behind these guys and the money and things like that, down there in the South. So he's a real powerful guy when it comes to the South down there in Houston. And like I said, that's who the Migos was hanging out with, his sons. That's him sitting behind Jay-Z and Beyonce, things like that. Yeah, real powerful guy, man. Jay Prince Sr., like I said, from out of Houston, Texas. Got a lot of, like I said, a lot of power down there in Texas, and his boys, that's who the Migos was hanging out with, and all of a sudden, Takeoff ended up dead. So they trying to say the Prince family have some explaining to do. Will the Prince family come out and explains, what went on and what happened or anything like that? But they have sent their condolences to Takeoff and his family and his camp and QC and the label and all that, man. But shout out to both sides, man. Jay Prince Jr. and them and Takeoff and them, shout out to both sides. But like I say, his dad owns Rap-A-Lot Records, but the kids, one of the sons owns Mob Ties. Mob Ties is different from Rap-A-Lot Records. Mob Ties is separate, but still under the same umbrella because the son and dad operated business. And they supposed to be linked to Boosie somehow, and Boosie camp. Boosie have grown up under down there, even though Boosie from Baton Rouge, he have grown up up there in Texas down there with Bun B and them too as well. But yeah, man, it's just senseless, man. But shout out to both camps, man. They said Boosie's Jay Prince was linked with Boosie when Duke the Jeweler got killed. So they trying to link Jake Prince with and Boosie and all that killing and stuff together, man. But I hope these boys didn't have nothing to do with it, and we hope they get their life together, man. But let's go on to this last story before we get up out of here, y'all. We got no other than P. Diddy, man. P. Diddy went off on Michael J. Ferguson, man, and you know, on Halloween, you know, P. Diddy was dressed as the Joker, you know what I'm saying, ready to give it to Michael J. Ferguson, man, and you know, but Michael J. Ferguson was like, man, he didn't know who P. Diddy was at first. He was about to put the beats on him, man. And P. Diddy went off on him, man. Check it out.
Nah, hey, keep it. I said, you don't never talk to me like that. I'm in love. Keep it macking. Don't even let him get you out there, man. Keep that shit macking. What's up, you thinking about that? You gotta keep that shit macking, man. You really taking over my energy. You wanna hurt you? So what y'all doing here? Don't do it. Don't know who I am? Do you know who I am? For what? So love, bro. So love, bro. Yo, bro. So love. Come here, give me a hug, though. You lucky, though, nigga. You lucky. I'm really about that. I love you.
Alright, man, things was getting crazy on Halloween, man. You see Michael Ferguson looking at P. Diddy like, who is you? Who is you? But then you hear people saying, that's P. Diddy. But then when he found out who P. Diddy was, he, you know, kind of changed his tone. But shout out to P. Diddy and Ferguson, man. Yeah, man, y'all get in that comment. That's all we got until next time. Big mouth.